100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it. In a private plane, I land on it. Lilywood and they call me.
Yo man, thank you for inviting us to have this conversation. And to check out this beautiful joint.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
It's important that you guys are doing something that's shifting the culture.
Yeah.
I think now we're experiencing a culture reset. Things like these, like content, is important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So, we're here, man. Can you explain to us what is Klean Supply and Co?
So, it's a clean company, right? It consists of, it's a group company, and the founding business is Clean Cakes. And Clean Cakes is where we clean shoes, so we noticed a gap in like the market, and we realized that a lot of us don't want to do the dirty work, So Clean Cakes, washing shoes, a lot of people wouldn't take that seriously and feel like maybe there's no money in there, whatever,
Yeah.
And going into that space, we're like, okay, we're gonna lose money because we're the only ones coming into this market, and we still need to give people knowledge around that, like the need to take your shoes to a cleaning facility, So the dream has always been to be a group company and to establish other companies that align with shoes. So it's like basic lifestyle, and the term clean is as is, it's just that we use the K. Is that like this is in its purest form. What we're doing it as most authentic, we're putting in our own money, own everything, So Klean Supply is the second business from Clean Cakes and the Clean Company, and we focus on like premium clothes, brands, streetwear specifically, and thrift, pre-loved items, I don't want to call them second-hand because I realize I've had the conversation with my friends, and when I say second-hand clothes, they don't get it, because they're clean, they're still in a good condition,
So I guess it's just like people when you say second-hand, especially with regards to clothes, they're like,
you understand. So it's a small mentality to have, because it's affordable and it's still in a great condition, So that's what Klean Supply is. It's like the clothing part of the Clean Company.
So we have like a clean company, and under Clean Company there's Clean Cakes and Clean Supply. So here, this is Clean Supply.
Yes.
What do we specialize with this? Like streetwear,
thrift, cakes, so a lot of upmarket stuff, and this probably will be a challenge, but like Clean Cakes, we're gonna push it through, I think like our audience in Carletonville is a small one, and the disposable income is also averagely small, and our items are a luxury, more, it's not a need, it's a luxury, but like I said in the beginning, is that for us, this is also a culture reset. We need to unlearn a few things so we can learn new ones. So this is it.
So like looking at it, given that it's a startup, so a lot of people would have maybe thought of actually starting this or doing this from their mom's back room or something. What inspired you to have this set up here and where it's outside where you have coffee?
I don't know if this will show in the edit, but that's the aunt that said to me, I should have started Clean Cakes in my garage. And my thinking around the whole thing, like I'm a risk taker, first and foremost, and I go in head first. For me, it's important to take the risk so I can learn. And imperative to say is that the establishing of shops, the acquiring of these spaces, although it's my biggest expense, is paying the rent for both stores. At the end of the day, my idea, my goal that I want to achieve is to take up the space. You know, for the longest times, most of the places that have the most traffic, foot traffic, are occupied by people who aren't us. You know, who aren't us in race, who don't understand our needs as a community. You know, so, and most of like our youth would want to start something Rockaz, you know, because it's cheaper, and they think that they have more traffic, they have more audience, but that's really not the case. You know, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to acquire these spaces so we can acquire space. Like the end goal for all of this is to own all of these facilities. That's the end goal. The people that own these now, they don't know that. You know, I won't tell them that because they will rent it out to me. You know, so but the end goal is to own these places. You know, and I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, at the end of the day, if I've paid rent for a year successfully and I haven't given you a problem, and I give you an offer and I say to you, here's R1 million, I want this space and I want to make it mine. Of course, there will be the negotiation that is family-owned property because these people own these properties as families. This entire property is owned by Slabbert. It's a family that's been existing since 1970 something. You know, they've got a history. You know, so you coming in and saying, "Look, I'll give you R1 million for this whole block." The only negotiation is the fact that it's owned by a family. But the money will make sense. So the goal is to own the properties. So I want to start big and start strong.
Man, big shout out to that. I love your thinking because I feel like for the longest time we've actually been doubting our efforts or our dopeness, you know, and looking at what we actually can achieve as the black community and Carletonville specifically. We actually got a lot of potential.
I mean, for the longest time I thought to realize my dream I had to go to Joburg, you know, and I realized that is really not the case. You know, I've worked in Joburg for years, and I've achieved most of the things I wanted to achieve from a very young age, you know. And the people that helped me achieve all those things in Joburg are the very same people who instilled the very mindset, you know. Because the biggest thing I noticed is that Joburg is not home. It's no one's home.
That's for sure.
You know, it's really no one's home. And my thing is that I'm from Carletonville, born and bred. You know, it's not that I came here after, so no, I'm born and bred from Carletonville. So I made a conscious decision last year that I want to permanently stay here, permanently be within the community, and bridge the gap and connect the dots for whoever. Like literally, you don't have to be my friend for me to connect you. You know, and I'm not gonna sit on top of structure and say I connected who. No, I don't want the credit for it. It's because it should be organic for us to connect dots for our own. You know? So I was really tired of helping other people in Joburg achieve their goals and dreams while I'm not doing the same on my own. So hey man, Carletonville is where it's at.
That's dope, man. So looking at this, man, like we've got premium brands here. It's amazing. We're actually going to get some dripped out. You know, so looking at it, what is the buying process like? Because you get to some stores and you know some people don't know what's the buying process. Do we do things like labor? How do we acquire stuff?
So my thing is that I don't have a certificate in retail. To be quite honest, I don't know shit about retail. You know, one of my best friends, he's got like 15 years in retail, and he's helped the biggest companies in South Africa retail make billions of rands. He's a consultant now for retail. And I called him, I was like, what do I need for the store? Because to be quite honest, I didn't know. I thought all I knew was clothes, the machine, PC, tables, and that's it. He gave me a whole list of fuck, you know? And there was more cost. But the buying process, I've tried to simplify it more than anything. At the moment, we're not taking lay-bys for storage reasons and for the mere fact that we're still building relationship with customers. You know, we need to know who are our customers before we can make the option available, because the option, I think, would have to be accessible based on your loyalty or whatever, you know. maybe we could have like a loyalty program, like your bigger brands with loyalty cards, you know. But at the moment, go in store, you pick your item, and you have the access to buying via POS machine, swipe. There's everything, you know, in store. You know, we've set up a really simple system for both staff and for the consumer. You know, we've tried to make it as extremely easy and maneuverable than anything.
This is amazing, man.
Yeah.
I love how this whole thing or the process is going.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is like the day. You know,
D-Day, bro. D-Day.
Like no postponing.
No.
Yeah. So what's the plan looking like? What are we having tomorrow?
So the plan, I hate COVID.
Everybody.
The big thing, I'm like, I hate COVID.
Yeah.
The plan is quite simple. We're opening the store. You know, I think the people are extremely anticipating tomorrow's opening, and that makes me really grateful to begin with. But nonetheless, we're opening the store, and because of COVID, we have to meet certain safety regulations, you know. And so we're collaborating with Garden Cafe. We're gonna have a pop-up, you know. With Kanyis, a very good friend of mine, and then we're gonna have the DJ set up on counter, you know, because I mean, I don't know how many months we've been in lockdown, so we haven't experienced like a vibe, I would say. You know, like that. So we're trying at the same time, as much as it's a lot for our brand and our store, is to bring people back to their real normal living. I really hope this new normal isn't the normal that I'm going to anticipate. You know, so you know, the TJ is the vibe. Quite simple, and there's everything. Like, there's nothing we haven't thought about. Like, there'll be a maximum of 4 people allowed into the store. You know, everyone's gonna have their own like basket. You know, it's gonna be quite dope. Trust me.
Oh, so it's gonna be like a maximum of 4 people in the store.
Excluding staff and the DJs, but 4 people shopping.
Oh, okay. We thought it was going for the whole bash like that.
Bash is at the courtyard, bro. Bash is at the courtyard. Yeah.
Man. Fuck COVID, man. Fuck COVID. So, not long ago, you actually spoke, I think you were in Potchefstroom 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
You talked about Moerva Junction.
Yeah.
You were like, hopefully, this is what's gonna happen with Carletonville.
Yeah.
You know, so can you tell us more developments or rather more plans you have about, you know, expanding?
Yeah. So, like I said in the beginning, it's a clean company, right?
Yeah.
Aside from the clean company, I have a venture capitalist agency. So where 2 of my friends and myself, we're all investors. You know, we buy, develop, and sell. Right. So right now, I've decided that I'm gonna put the pause on the clean company. Right. I'll put a pause. So Klean Supply for now is like stop a bit.
Yeah.
And then right now we're in the process of establishing a restaurant, for example, right? As you can see, there's like 2 more open spaces here, right?
Yeah,
there's 2 more open spaces. In one of those spaces, we want to put in a restaurant. You know, we've got all the investors, got everything. You know, it's going to be like a really nice bar set up, whatever. You know, premium, all that stuff. So we want to start with this area.
Yeah.
You know, and then start taking over every other junction, you know, because what I've realized is, like I said in the beginning as well, is that the market share in Carletonville, we all know this, is taken by the trees.
Yeah,
the biggest part of the pie.
Yeah.
You know? And the one other part of the pie, is Masana.
Yeah.
He's been holding it down and fighting these guys.
Yeah.
You know? So we need to come to the threshold and fight the fight with him.
That's true.
You understand? Because he's got the pie in Kutu. We need to start developing Carletonville as a town. So we want to start spaces where there are established properties and build businesses right now. So like I said, I'm going to put a pause from the clean company for now. Clean Supply, Clean Kicks, that's it. But now we're going to start helping other people establish, right? and then we're going to sort out the element of rent. And we're going to help the business grow. You understand? And we're going to put investors into it. In fact, a lot of investors are coming on Saturday, tomorrow, you know, to network and to see like who wants to take the space. Because we've got an idea, but it's not a commitment as yet. You know, with the investment playing ground, it's always as wet as possible. It's always fertile. You know, so the conversation will always be open. So someone can always come and say, okay, I've got a better idea, or I've got a better idea, you understand? So until we find someone who has a really cool idea, then we take it on. You know, I don't want to say it's about the money. It's not about the money, you know. I have managed to find investors at the most darkest spaces, like the most weirdest spaces. You know, you would think that you find your investors at home with your family, shit like that. So we've managed to secure investment from a lot of people. So yeah, for the next business is that business, the restaurant, and then as we'll see as it comes.
You know, so I don't know if you would like to talk about this already, but I wanted to ask you earlier on. So who are some of those people that we can look at for tomorrow that will be at the launch?
Okay, so I've got a really good friend of mine. Is a client to my agency as well. It's not a favor, she's getting paid.
In terms of appearance?
She's doing an appearance. I don't know if I can commit other names because they're favors. They could pull out any moment.
Like that.
So, but I've got a lot of my DJ friends coming through, a lot of well-known people coming through to check the space out as well. And we've got like, I didn't want to make this like a celebrity. I didn't want to what I wanted to do most definitely was to have a big gun team. Like people got you know, the people who have 100 grand laying in their account and don't know what to do with it. I want them to come in. I want them to see this entire space. And I want someone in the queue to see, because that's how it started for me. You know, I walked up to a random guy and I said, hey man, I need 50 grand. Because I saw his car. I walked up to so many people out of nowhere and I asked for a chance. And they gave it to me, you know. And I'm trying to do that right now. The people I've invited tomorrow is people who can make so many of our own dreams come true. You know? And the funny thing is, they're not even from here. You know? And it's people who believe in the black man's success. The black woman.
That's dope, man. So, well, we're going to be here tomorrow anyway. We're going to see what's going to be popping. We're going to be vibing. And it's probably cop some of the stuff. Yeah. So, man, you are actually on a lot of things, you know. So, I just wanted to ask, you know, after, obviously, it's this Klean company thing, and you're playing in the restaurants. Do you have anything? What's next?
To be quite honest, my biggest dream is going to farming. I've already started making a few investments into it. I've got blueberries.
Alright.
Yeah, I've got blueberries.
I never think this guy will have farming.
Yeah, man, I want to go into farming. And it's more of like a peace and tranquility. You know, I'm only doing the work now so that the companies can self-sustain. You know, they can be alive without me. You know, I was saying to my friend the other day that I don't want the ship to stop when I stop sailing. You know, I want it to continue sailing with or without me. You know, because to be quite honest, it's not even my legacy. You know, there's so many other people and the cultural community. You know, irrespective of the fact that people might think that the money is going in my pocket. The way we're building this thing is that in the end we create a trust. You know, for our own kids, for the generation after us. You know, and we make sure that there's jobs. You know, people will get paid from this, whatever. So it's a never-ending cycle. It's a supply chain that we're trying to perfect and whatnot. We can't open a trust and then we don't know what we're going to do with money. You know these things, you understand? But the next thing for me is farming, going to the Midlands. Yeah, man, not even the Midlands. I think I'm going to just go to Punch. So that's my biggest thing right now. I'll probably achieve it in 2021, but yeah, that's where it's at. That's what's up.
You know, I remember telling Link, I was like, you know, this guy, you know, he's been taking risks.
Yeah.
And at some point, shit flops to a point to be like, yo, he's embarrassed. It's never gonna come back. You know, but you keep coming back, man. Which brings me to this idea of asking, if somebody would like be interested in knowing your background, what inspired this? Because it seems like you keep wanting to, you know,
to break through. You know, my thing, my family says my dad. My dad was a very successful entrepreneur until just before his death, and things, you know, went south.
Yeah.
I think in my mind, I always say to my closest friends, in my mind, it's taking the baiting from him and bettering the structure. You know, it has nothing to do with wanting to be the guy, you know, or the richest guy in the room. No, you know, for me, those things really don't matter. I don't want to lie. So for me, every time I get down, I dust myself and I get up. You know, a lot of people ask me this question, like, how do I keep on going? And I really just focus on the positive things. You know, I try and sit down and look that should I not be able to pay rent in August for this store, I would have touched so many people who think it is possible to open a store. Yeah. You know, the idea is that there's so much red tape to rent a store. There is, but you can break through it. A lot of people are afraid of that part. A lot of people are afraid of so many things that can be done. You know, I've never thought that anything is impossible. I don't know. I've really never thought that anything is impossible. And with or without the resource. In fact, I did everything without the resource. You know, so I guess also I enjoy the piercing. The stress and I enjoy it. It's my job. It's my job. Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah.
Man, we wish you all the best, man. You know, about tomorrow, and you know, we want to come back next year, 15th of August, celebrating the first anniversary. You know what I mean? So we really wish you well with this one, thin kicks, and you know, everything that you want to do here. You know, when I come back like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, actually dance for family here.
Bro,
You know what I mean? Get some clothes for the kids and stuff. You know what I mean? So big shout out for what you've started, man. And good luck about tomorrow.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. I think what you guys are doing is fucking dope. Content is key. You know, a lot of our stories are uncut. And the people that cover our stories are not uncut. So they don't tell you like we do. So what you guys are doing is dope.
Big shout out to that.
Alright, thanks, Chance.
I will.